Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we have a mission to wake the world up to what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission is one of the most amazing author experts of a new book that we have coming out. This one is called Mindset Mastery: Awareness, Meditation, Mindfulness, and Manifestation for the Spiritual Warrior. Welcome, Colleen Avis.
Good morning, Laura. Thanks for having me.
I'm really excited to have this conversation. You guys, Colleen is not only an author in Mindset Mastery, but she's also the lead author of the Sacred Spaces book series. So when you go to Amazon, you can pick up all these amazing books. You guys, we put this book together that is a collaboration of real stories and master teachings. And our authors are sharing their lives and the tools they've used to thrive with you. Today's author and guest, Colleen Avis, is an award-winning author, life coach, and mindfulness guide. And Colleen, the first thing I want to say to you is thank you so much for being willing to share your story and your master teachings in this book. You guys, it's a book full of awareness practices like Colleen's that are literally going to transform your life. So I want, Colleen, for you to first just share a little bit about your chapter with us.
Yeah, so I'm so excited to be here. And my chapter is about life's potholes, literally and figuratively. And I share a childhood story that felt appropriate to share, Laura, because as you know, my childhood is filled with a mixed set of memories and experiences. And in the first book of that we did together, I talk about a memory and experience that was quite transformational and quite traumatic. And in this book, I talk about one that was more physically a wipeout, right? And I relate that to and use that as a means of explaining how we run into and fall into potholes all the time. Some of them are ones we choose to repeat. This is about the mindset, right? Making choices. We can continue to fall into the same traps and potholes. It can also be physical, right? We bump into the same things. So my chapter really is about 5 subtle shifts that you can make your own, modify to be your own, that can take just a few minutes each day to help start changing the way you think about the obstacles and even the joys that you run into in life, and how you can be more influential in how you want your life to unfold. So we call that mindset mastery in this book. And I'm really excited for people to take on some of those subtle shifts and let me know what they think.
So as you talk about what you're offering in there, I'm thinking of the one favorite thing of mine is just to ask you all about your daily practice. So like if I had a little window into your home right now, except for having your hardwoods done, what would your daily practice be looking like? What would I see you doing on a daily basis?
Yeah, so most recently, like in the last 2 or 3 months, I've modified my daily practice a little bit because I had found that sometimes doing the same thing, even when it's a healthy, wonderful, drink your water, go for your walk, right? That we change all the time. And so the one thing that I've been doing that I've kind of found really refreshing is asking myself, what do I need today? And looking at that from an introspective and an extrospective perspective. So if I'm feeling really buzzy inside, I need a practice that helps calm and cool that, versus if I'm feeling really affected by something in the outside world, I need something that's maybe more introspective, right? So trying to find the balance between what's actually either bothering me or bringing me joy, and just simply asking myself, what do I need? And then looking at the tool set of things that I have to say, what would bring me the most balance or the most joy or the most calm or groundedness to create the sacred spaces that I like to create for myself. So my daily practice has really shifted. I'm still doing my yoga. I'm still drinking my water. I'm still doing all the reishi coffee and all the things. But the biggest practice that has changed for me is asking myself what I need.
I love it. That's a really powerful practice. And it's a practice that is part of the mindset. You have to pause first. God, I'm such a mindset geek. Okay, so like to me, this awareness that you're talking about is everything. It's what
Yeah.
makes the difference between a mediocre life and an amazing one.
Mhm.
And so I want to know what being a mindset master means to you.
You know, that whole mastery word to me is
I
like,
know.
and I know I say that a little bit in my chapter, but I'll leave it for that. I love the title mind. Love people looking to move towards the mastery of things. And so many of us are masters in our crafts. And to me, what's most important about that is recognizing that at every moment you are a mindset master. Like we are all doing the best that we can with what we have in the moment, whether that's consciously or unconsciously. And so when I think about mindset mastery, I think about this idea of being accepting of oneself in the place that you are, and then applying that question of curiosity of what am I actually aiming for? Right? Because I don't believe we master or even get close at mastering anything if we don't know what the heck we're aiming at. And so if you're like, oh, I wish I was a master, or I wish I was the childlike mind and the curiosity to me is more of what a mindset master is versus knowing the 2 or 3 steps of things that you think you're supposed to do in order to be an expert in something. And I think that's why my practice changing like 3 months ago, just a subtle, change has been so powerful for me because I was willing to go, wait a minute, even though I've been doing these things for a very long time, learning, studying, writing, all the things, right? I've been living a life of trying to be whole and really aware until I really stopped and said, what's going on? That to me is mindset mastery, where you actually pause enough to say, am I actually on the right track for me now in this moment? Does that make
It
sense?
does. And I love listening to you talk about the awareness. I call them the ninja moves of awareness, but you and I share a similar definition of mastery. And from the martial arts background that I have, it's about beginner's mind, learner's mind. And you talked about that, which is totally brilliant. Listen, I know you have a lot going on and a lot planned other than writing in this book. What do you want to share with everyone today about how people work with you and what you have going on?
Yeah, actually, along with that 3 month ago pause about what do I need and want, I also engaged a strategist coach for myself. Coaches need coaches. And so I have a lot going on right now, and 2023 will probably look a little bit different than 2022, hopefully, right? That's how we evolve and grow. I am working on planning the next book, but working with me right now, I have a couple of freebies that are coming up. One will not be ready until the book is ready. But working with me right now is available through a couple of things. I have a couple of group coaching and group support activities that go on. We meet on Wednesdays. And then my one-on-one coaching is thriving. I actually have room at the beginning of 2023 for 1 or 2 more people to take on. And that's really that's a one-on-one experience with me where I get very unique, uniquely focused on what it is that's going on with the individual I'm working with. It's not about applying a bunch of tools. It's about understanding what is at the root of what is driving some of your behavior. And then whether we apply Ayurveda or we apply mindset or we apply meditation tools or the physical body and moving. To me, it's hard for me to say what my coaching looks like. I know people would get upset with me, like, tell me what it is. There should be a one-liner. And I'm like, well, everybody's not a one-liner, right? Everybody's a unique being. So right now I'm focused on my coaching, and I'm focused on a retreat that we're doing together, and the group coaching that I do on Wednesdays. You can find all of that on my website at subtle-shifts.com.
Awesome. All of it. Oh my goodness. You guys, one of the biggest missions I have with every Brave Healer Productions book is to help our readers live an extraordinary life. And you can hear from Colleen that she has a similar mission in her practice. So no matter where you are on your journey, these books are going to help you answer this question: what else is possible? Right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, for my life, for my journey. So Colleen, I'd love it if you'd share a simple stepping stone that you'd like the listeners to understand about how they can jumpstart that journey. Like, what's that thing you want them to know today?
to go back to the question I've been asking myself, because it's been so incredibly powerful for me. And it really is. And I have to tell you, it's Dr. Andrew Huberman Lab. If you're not listening to Huberman Lab, you got to get on and listen to Dr. Huberman, who's really talking about this introspective and extrospective and understanding of what you need from yourself. So I offer a 30-minute free consult. Grab one, jump on with me. I'm happy to help you kind of prioritize. But the step is really asking yourself, am I living my best life? Am I being honest with myself? Am I doing the things that move me in the direction that I want? Because lots of times what people will say to me is, well, yeah, but I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to do this. And my question is, really? Really? You really have to do that? I understand you have to go to the grocery store. I understand you have to go to work. I understand. But there are ways that you can actually go about that when you start to get curious. There's ways you can start to reframe how you think about it. So I'll give you a quick one. I have to go to the grocery store. That's one way to say that. Another way to say that is, I get to go to the grocery store. So while you might have to do these things, getting curious about how you're looking at what you're doing, getting to go to the grocery store is a privilege. There's a lot of people that don't get to go, right? So the tip, the nugget really is getting curious about how you can make a mindset shift, how you can make a lifestyle shift that sticks, that's subtle enough that can be integrated in with your day. And if you get stuck even coming up with what that is, please call me. It's a 30-minute free call. I usually go way over with most people. That's okay. That's what it's all about. But the question, the nugget is, I don't think that most people are being honest with themselves. And I don't think people are asking deeply enough the questions that allow them to make the shifts that make mindset change. And I want people to be there. I want people to be in that juicy part where it's like, oh, that's a little scary to look at, like, or I haven't really thought about something that way. That's where the magic happens, right? Because we start to feel it in our mind. We see it, we feel it in our bodies. It's in our souls. And that's where the triangulation of those beautiful pieces come together.
That is where the magic happens. I love that nugget.
That's where the magic happens.
There's an energy to that shift. There's a badass energy when you make a shift from I have to I get to, you guys. Oh my goodness. Yes.
I mean, going to the grocery store, I get to go. Imagine the spring in your step. It's different than I gotta go. It's like, I get to, holy crow, I get to go. I have the money to buy milk.
Yeah. Yeah. That perspective is amazing. All right, you guys, listen, Mindset Mastery is coming out January of 23. Until then, if something you heard Colleen say today made you curious, there's that word again, you have a question or you need some support, please scroll down to the show notes. You'll be able to connect with Colleen on her website there. She's very generously there for you if you didn't already get that idea with her invitations to help you take those next steps. So check out all of the amazing things she is up to. One of those amazing things is she'll be speaking at the first ever Brave Healer Writers Retreat in April in Sedona. She's going to be helping us with some yoga, and we're going to have some more information about that and all the other amazing things we're going to do at the retreat. But Colleen, thank you for being a part of that. And you guys are also invited to continue the conversations from these interviews and meet the community in the Brave Healer Book Club group that's on Facebook. And I have you linked up below for that as well. You're invited, of course, to the book launch party. It's going to be on January 22nd, and we have Zoom information below for that. All the co-authors of Mindset Mastery are going to be there sharing their wisdom and inspiration. We have a fun party for our book launches. And if you're listening around any of these dates, that probably means you can hop to Amazon and grab your copy of this beautiful book. So lastly today, everyone, just remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So be brave. It's time to be brave. Thank you, Colleen, for being here today and for everything you do in the world.
Thank you, Laura.
Bye, guys. See you next time.